All right, you ready for this?
Yep.
What's it like to be a kid who uses a wheelchair?
It's fun. And it's pretty cool to drive a power chair, but sometimes you might go too fast and you might hit a pole.
Tell me about the first time you met Goshi.
So they brought him into the room at the orphanage, and he was so tiny. And I fell in love immediately. The warm feelings that you hear about definitely were there, and it was just amazing.
What did you think the first time you met your mom?
I was actually, I was kind of a little scared, I think. I was scared. But yeah, I was scared.
What were you scared of?
I was scared of her because I didn't know her. I thought she was a bad guy. But she wasn't. She was a good guy, and she loved me. And then I said, I love you. And then, yeah.
He was shy, which was probably the last time he was ever shy in his life.
If you could go anywhere in the whole entire world, where would you go?
I would go to your house. Hang out with you.
That's a great answer. What is your disability?
So I have SMA, which stands for Spinal Muscular Atrophy. It's a neuromuscular condition. It's genetic.
What is your disability?
SMA.
What is SMA?
SMA is you cannot stand up, and you cannot walk, and you can't get in bed by yourself. You can't change your clothes by yourself.
The nerves don't send the signal to the muscles as strongly as they should, and so the muscles don't get that signal to move. And because you don't move as much, they tend to atrophy.
Since your mom has SMA like you, has she been able to teach you anything about SMA that's useful?
Yes. So I didn't know what SMA meant. So my mom said, SMA, you cannot stand up. You can't stand up, but you can do you can play catch, you can play tag, you can play hide and seek. Yeah, that's what I learned from her.
I love having the chance to kind of teach Goshi what it's like to be disabled and proud of who you are. It's a journey, I think, but I hearing him talk, it sounds like I'm getting through, and I'm showing him the cool parts about being disabled.
Is it true that you've named your wheelchair?
I did name it. I named it Fireboy.
Why did you name it Fireboy?
Well, because it was fire, and it is a boy.
What's it like for you when you hear him say, being a wheelchair user is cool, it's great?
That's amazing, because I know, a lot of times there's a lot of frustrations, and I hear them because I'm here with him, and, he'll say, I wish I could do this or that, and so I'm always trying to say, yeah, but we can do this, and we're really, we're pretty cool people, and so hearing him finally, embracing it and understanding the pride of our identity is really awesome.
What is it like to be you?
Oh, that's really good. I like being myself because I like to drive my power chair. I like to sing songs. Yeah. How about you?
It's pretty cool to be me. I enjoy meeting people, talking to them, learning about the things they like. I really enjoy life.
Yeah, me too.
Is having SMA a good thing, a bad thing, or both?
Sometimes it's not good for you, but it's good. But you want to walk, you feel like you want to walk, but then you say, it's good to be SMA.
What do you say to him when he does express frustration?
I acknowledge it. I say, I know it is really frustrating. And a lot of times I can share with him, things that happened to me when I was a kid that are the same. And so I'll just kind of let him know, I felt the same way when I was 10, and I wished I could do this or that. And it is frustrating, but, we'll get through it together.
You kind of get mad because you wanna put yourself in bed, yeah. Or you might wanna stand up, but you realize you don't want to stand up.
Well, thanks for telling me your true feelings.
You're welcome.
I think that's important to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
When you do feel frustrated sometimes, how do you deal with that?
Maybe I punch a chair, but I didn't do that. Yesterday I threw markers because I got mad at my mom, but then I said, I'm sorry.
I'm really happy that you're learning how to communicate your emotions and your feelings and talk to your mom in that way. I think that's really important. You should be proud of yourself.
I am proud.
Because I think every human sometimes in life, we feel emotions. Sometimes I get angry or upset. But I think it's all about how we deal with that emotion and finding healthy ways to do it.
Yep.
Are you okay with Goshi sometimes feeling frustrated about the limitations his disability creates?
Absolutely. I mean, it does. And I have those moments too. You know, I have times where caregivers quit and I'm sort of struggling to figure out what the plan is, and I get frustrated. So, you know, of course I have to understand that he's going to have those moments too. It's kind of embracing that those are there, allowing the feeling to happen, but not letting it kind of subsume everything, so that, you know, we can still do the things we want to do. We just got to take a breath, make a new plan, and figure it out. I want to teach him to be proud of who he is and to love himself exactly as he is. You know, I think we all have things that we might not like about ourselves or whatever, but it's part of who we are, and he's such a beautiful soul that I want him to see himself the way I see him.
How has Goshi changed as he's come into his forever home and felt comfortable here?
You know, early on, I think he was probably like worried about rocking the boat, and so he was tried to be bubbly all the time, and I feel like he's been more comfortable sharing all of his emotions as he's gotten older. You know, more confident being frustrated or angry or sad at times, and then coming back around to loving and happy and not having to kind of put on a show about who he is.
We have this camera here where you can see yourself. What do you think when you look at yourself?
It looks like you. It kind of looks like you. You see your shirt and your smile.
What kind of emotion do you have when you see yourself?
I feel okay. I feel happy for that.
It limits certain things, but it doesn't limit other things. Like, it doesn't limit my ability to be in romantic relationships, to be a parent, to be a lawyer. And so, like, it's obviously like a significant disability. I essentially can't move my arms and legs, but it's not something that hinders like actual living, doing the things that you want.
Ready for a random question?
Yes.
This is really random, really goofy question, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Would you rather have 100 amazing friends or $100 million?
$100 million.
What would you do with it all?
I'll get a big, giant toy.
So we have this home that you designed yourself that's super accommodating for any wheelchair user.
I designed it basically to be able to move around easily. I have, you know, giant, wide open great rooms so that we don't have to worry about banging into furniture and squeezing through tight spaces. I made the kitchen more open. A lot of kitchens, it's really tight to get around. In my kitchen, I can actually turn a circle in the kitchen space, which is pretty unheard of. And I designed the island so that I can sit there as well. I kind of opened it up. And I put all the light switches lower.
I didn't know this house. I didn't know it was like so big when I got here, and it looked nice. But then coming up, my mom and she showed me my room, and I said, "Oh my god!" And then I looked at that room, and boom, it was so good.
He didn't even have a wheelchair in the orphanage, and we sent one over there actually after we met him, because we were amazed that, you know, he didn't have a way to get around himself. But when he got here and just could like move around and do things and reach the light switches, seeing him turn on and off the lights was just amazing. Because like, to see a kid that couldn't do anything for himself being able to manipulate his environment, it was really neat.
What did you think when you saw a wheelchair for the first time?
I said, when I was scared of it because it looks kind of, you know, scary, but it doesn't look scary. Just you think it's gonna run you over, but it isn't because you control it.
What was it like when you first came home from Bulgaria?
So he didn't speak any English at all. And I learned enough Bulgarian to kind of get by, but we kind of had to communicate as best we could.
I didn't think I was gonna get adopted. I think they were gonna say, "Oh no, I don't want this." But then I just changed my mind. They said, "Oh, I like you."
I'm so happy you found a family that loves you. You're such an awesome person. Why did you think you wouldn't be adopted, though?
Wanted to be?
Why did you think you wouldn't be?
Oh well, I didn't know. I actually did not know. But I think about it, and then they said, "Oh," and then they picked me up, and they said, "Oh, adopt this kid, please." And then yeah.
Even when I was, like 5 years old, I had imaginary friends, but they were my kids. So I was always a mom, even when I was like 5 years old. So when the opportunity finally came to have a human, not an imaginary kid, it's been amazing.
Well, I like people. I like loving them. I even love my mom.
What's the best thing about your mom?
She works. That's a good thing. I like this house, and yeah, she keeps the house okay.
What are you most proud of Goshi for?
His spirit, his amazing spirit. He's gone through so much in his young life and done so much, and is still just a really cool kid that will open up to anybody and share himself and make you laugh. And I just think that's incredible when you think of what all he's had to deal with.